It's the waiting that's the hard part.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you know it's coming.
Exactly. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Connecting with Carrie. I am your host, your producer, Carrie Hansen, here on this lovely Tuesday, September 11th.
Yep.
It is.
Wait, it's September 7th.
Oh, 7th. I was thinking the 11th. Next week is the 11th. Okay, not long. Saturday, I have another show. So that's why I was like, oh, the 11th. Okay, perfect. Because I was going to be like, oh, well, you know, the two towers and the whole thing. But I don't have to get into that. And be like, we remember that day. We do. We still like,
Yeah,
that's, even though I'm in Canada, you're down in New York, right?
correct.
So even though like it happened there, oddly, coincidentally enough, it still affects us up here in Canada. So anyway, so your day is coming up on Saturday. So
Yeah.
I don't know, condolence. I don't know what you say. You just, I hope everyone's doing okay since the incident. It's been a long time now. It's been like,
Yeah, we're sorry. It's funny. As soon as the country gets back to something normal, the state gets back to something normal, then something else happens. So,
right?
you know, that's just where we're at.
It's where we're at. Actually, yeah, it's been like that this whole entire, like, even the past year has been crazy, crazy, crazy. So
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. But welcome to the show here on Jess TV, Jess FM.
Thank you, man. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, it's so nice of you to be able to join me this evening because it's kind of cool. I like to have different guests from all over the world come on my show, which is really cool. And then we get to share all these different stories about like where you're from and all these different incidences. But, you know, of course, everyone's been sharing the same pandemic across the world. So we all have something in common as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've been kind of peeking up on you on your social media, and I was like, okay, this guy is really busy.
I'm trying. I'm, you know, staying busy in a good way.
Yes. So we're going to talk about that. I just kind of peeked one of your kind of posts before my interview that you posted up. You're doing a video shoot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how about we do a quick introduction of who you are, and
Okay.
then we'll dig into like the whole video and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
So I'm Hazenomical. I'm from Jamaica, Queens originally. And I've been doing music since the 90s. I've done a lot of production, ghostwriting, producing, recording, engineering for a lot of people. And I'm also a screenwriter, writer, recording artist, obviously. Honestly, I wear many hats. If I was to name all of them, we'd be here for a really long time.
Okay.
But that's just the gist of it, you know.
That's just the gist of it. What's your favorite hat?
Somewhere between recording artist, producer, and marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah,
So marketing.
I mean, honestly, as long as I'm doing something creative, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's how it is. Well, it's actually funny because I've interviewed a couple people, my last few guests, and we've all got the same thing in common. Like we all, I mean, I love music. I don't make music, but I listen to it. So, and I interview people that do it. So, you know, there's that.
I mean, that's a very integral part of the process.
Thank you. But I've been in movies, like acted in movies. So I know that whole perspective of that kind of area. So
I get you.
that. And I've been in music videos too. So there you go. So I know what it's like to be the creative aspect, and I know what it's like to be very busy on that end too. So for you to be able to come on this evening is a pleasure because you have been extremely busy. And of course, for your music video, if you want to explain what that one was for, and then what did you do for it other than your song? Did you produce it? Did you direct it? What was your whole hat on that project?
So we did the video for Tribe Vibe, which is going to be the first single from the Hip Hop Shop EP Volume 1. I produced it, wrote it, recorded it. Jux Diamonds directed it. I co-directed it, I guess, and we pretty much shot it in Corona Fresh Meadows Park, and that was just part one of the video. We're gonna do another video shoot probably this Saturday, and yeah, that's where we're at with that one.
Ooh. So what's your whole, because obviously we don't have the video in front of us to be able to see, but what's your whole vision on it?
It's gonna be very fun. You know how like some people have those videos where it's like really serious and people are mean mugging the cameras. Yeah, this is not one of those videos. We're having a lot of fun in this video. Really family hanging out and chilling and bugging out.
Yeah, that's cool. Is it going to be your own family?
Some, yeah. Or people who are so close to me, they might as well be my family.
You're like, Carrie, you can come on. You know,
Yeah.
it's all good. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Jesse is saying the station manager said he got blocked on Facebook. That's interesting. You know, through all this kind of time, it's been one of those things where, like, I don't know if it's just because of the live stream or what, or like too many people are on doing it, but some people get blocked from doing it. Maybe we're just having such a good time. They're like, no.
Yeah, that could be it. All of the above, maybe. Who knows?
All the above, right? Exactly. Well, it kind of sucks, but anyway, I shared it on my timeline, but then we'll share it around and then whatever. So it's all good. But yeah, this will go to YouTube, and it's on Roku Live right now, and of course on Jess FM Live too right now. So we're good. No problem.
Nice. Okay.
That's the whole benefit of having multiple streaming platforms, which is
Right?
nice as an artist too.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
you can share it across the whole entire board and it gets out there. What's your highest streamed song?
Love Me Not.
What's that?
Love Me Not.
Love Me a Lot. Okay, how many streams?
Oof. I don't know exactly right now. I'd say somewhere in the area of like 100,000 or something right now.
And when did you release it?
2018, I believe.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. The song got way more popular than I anticipated.
Yeah. So why's that?
Well, just because it was one of those songs that it was like, it was fun to record, but I didn't think that, it was like, to me, it was nothing particularly, special about it. It was just a fun song. And I didn't think that other people would find it so fun as well. But that goes to show you never know.
Yeah, it's true. I find like that with music, and it's good to have like different, well, because you do a few different genres, right? You're not just hip hop.
No.
At all. What other genres do you dabble in?
Alternative rock, soul, R&B. I do some, not a lot, but some orchestra work, and that's about it right now. I mean, I've dabbled in a bunch of other stuff, but that's pretty much the core of the experience that I do as far as production.
That's interesting. I was gonna be like, you got to do reggae because you're from Jamaica, right?
Yo, the funny thing is, I was literally just having this conversation with a friend of mine earlier. I'm from Jamaica, Queen.
Yeah.
But which is not the same as Jamaica, the island. But I have done some reggae music though.
Yeah.
Because why not? It's fun.
Right. Well, that's the automatic thing. Is like someone says Jamaica. What comes to your mind when someone says Jamaica?
Yeah, I know. I get it a lot. I get it. I understand 100%. I get it.
I'm not trying to be like the stereotypical type of a person either.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it when you say like, what part of New York you from? I'm from Jamaica. Wait, Jamaica? No, not the island. Not the island.
Like, it's not Manhattan, not that island.
But that's just funny. That's just how the world is,
Yeah, it's so true because automatically it's how we're conditioned. Isn't it just weird? Like, just automatically you say one word and it's because like there's a few different cities in the world that are like
Yeah.
the same names, right? So it's like you can say one name and it's like, oh, it's like London. There's
Yeah.
London, England, and there's a London in Ontario, Canada. So it's
Yeah.
like completely different.
And there's a London, Ohio.
Oh, there we go. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The same thing with Colombia. There's like, I believe like 6 Colombias.
And then Colombia, where it's like cartel and
Yeah. The funny thing is though, I think the Colombia as in the country is the only one spelled that way. They're all the other ones are spelled differently, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Anyone out there who's watching, go Google them up and let me know.
Yeah, Google that.
Put them in the comments below, all the different spellings. I want to know. Well, people have to learn when they're on my show. Like, that's all there is to it. So,
Yeah. Like, for instance, there's 2 New Yorks.
yeah.
Because there's New York City, the city, and then New York State. So when people say, I'm from New York, that could be anywhere. That is a big thing.
And I've learned that. I've had other guests from New York before, and I was like, a producer. Do you know Slater Recording Studios?
Slater. It sounds really familiar.
William Slater?
Sounds very familiar.
Okay. He's from upper state New York.
Okay.
And I had him on my show and I was like, oh yeah, he's from New York, like New York. He's like, I've got cows. I have this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a completely different part of New York.
Totally different. I'm like, okay, well, and that's kind of it. Like, I also, because when you're interviewing someone from a different state or different country, it's kind of interesting to see how the music relates to them. Like, okay, maybe if you're from Jamaica,
but
you would dabble more in reggae and steel drum type of music, maybe.
But that's the funny part. So being from Jamaica, Queens, there actually are a lot of Jamaicans out here. Yeah.
Okay, do they like reggae music is the question.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They are very deeply into everything that is Jamaican. That's hilarious.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
But that's the good part about being in New York. It's like literally a melting pot of a bunch of different cultures.
Right.
You know, so it's like we all hang around each other, and then that's when you got people like me who's like never been to a Spanish speaking country but can speak Spanish in a bodega,
Nice. I don't know. I know C. Like whatever you learn on Dora and Diego, like
the map.
The map. Okay, I was seriously having this conversation with one of my friends the other day, and I'm like, how does Diego have like the coolest thing ever where his whole backpack can turn into like a boat and a kayak and like a helicopter, whatever. And Dora's just got like her backpack that has like juice boxes. Like, how is that fair?
And it's her show.
Right? I don't get it.
There's that stereotype again.
Exactly. And that's the thing. As a movie producer too, like, your music production, this and that. Do you try and stay away from the stereotypes when you do your music?
Sometimes you got to embrace it because it starts a conversation.
Yeah. Like Jamaica.
Yeah. But it's all within taste, nothing daft, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. That's really cool. What's going to be like okay, so now you're filming for the Tribe one. Love Tribe, what is it called? Tribe Vibe.
There you go.
Like nothing to do with love. Get it out of here.
Well, it's a love of hip hop, so yeah, there's some love in there. It's the love movement.
Hip hop is so good. It's so fun. That's a cool thing. So now when you think about the whole song, the vibe, is it just, you just want it all to be like a family vibe, right?
Well, all right. So the song was actually really deeply based in a Tribe Called Quest. So the whole feeling of it is a vibe of A Tribe Called Quest. So it's like bringing together all the people who can quest like a tribe does, you know? And it has that whole native tongue movement feel that I think that we need now. So I wanted to be the forehead of that movement, and I created it, and hopefully everyone loves it.
Yeah. Well, see if I can pull it up here. And we can have a little listen to it. What do you say?
I'm with it.
You're with it. He's like, yes. Here we go.
That's it.
Get the sound on.
There we go.
Playing verbal rhyme scrabble. Used to battle lines deep within the rotten apple. Banging beats off the skulls of a hollowed out bathroom. Used to tag school walls from halls to the classrooms. Spitting from the core, getting raw. Even shackled on the central book of law if we had to. Similes and metaphors before I ride a liquor store. My nigga kick a beat, selling me inside his fingers. Always kicking hardcore lyrics, never had a gimmick. Flow, we gotta feel it. Freestyles never written. Grab the mic with the pen, just trying to murder every sentence. No rehearsing in my verses, and everything's organic. Trying to spin it till the beat stops. Beatbox to finish, precision pen the lyrics, surgical incision. This expedition is digging for your listens. It's prison for audition for those asking if I'm epic. Can I kick it? Told the people who quest like tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Can you feel the groove? Make your head nod. Put you in the mood. I need a smooth bass, like some loud blues. And I appreciate a couple highs too. Man, I need a tribe vibe and a nice snare. You know the boom pop. I like my signals rare. I keep it analog to play and get the signal clear. Music playing to my ears. A funky introduction of bring your versions up to love. Spit it with my native tongue. Mic check 1, 2, days. Can I get a thumb? Kick it like a tribe does. Bring it back to that tip and getting at the rap. This is what happened to that shit. What happened to my people more concerned with the fashion than the culture they promoting music get their ass in. What happened to the love, man? What happened to the passion? Flavor that they lacking got us waiting on the day they feel like magic. And I'm asking, told the people who be blessed like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Really know what I was? Can I kick it? To all the people who be blessed like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Really know what I was? Can I kick it? Told the people who be blessed like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Come on. Can I kick it? Told the people who be blessed like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? Told the people who be blessed like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? Told the people who be blessed like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it?
Hey. I love like the scratching in there.
Thank you, thank you. See what I mean? Though? It's a fun, we are love movement
Yeah,
kind of vibe.
we need more of that.
Yes, I believe so.
I like listening to like the whole kind of like scratch part because it takes me back to like the whole NWA days and Public Enemy and yeah,
Yeah.
that whole
When
vibe,
when hip hop was hip hop, man, I love it.
right? The old school stuff.
Exactly. I think we've we've come to create great strides. We've done a lot of beautiful things within music, within the music industry, within the hip hop and rap culture.
Yeah.
But I think somewhere along the way, we've lost that feeling. And it's weird that it's not around anymore,
Isn't
you
it?
know?
Yeah. It's true. It's kind of like, I want to say it's almost been like tamed down a little bit in a way.
Yeah.
It's not like as hard
Yeah,
as it used to be. Like,
exactly.
really feel like, you know, the
And
I
and
dropped something, feeling of hip hop and rap and just the old
yeah.
school, scratched the record and dropped it.
and
Right?
and from like a musical standpoint, the beats per minute have actually slowed down dramatically.
Yeah, you can hear that. Because it's
You
like,
know?
you're like waiting for the, you know, and then you're like, you know, the hip hop, whatever. But it's like, it really actually just makes you stop and just like, you know, you're jamming out. I mean, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
mellow bop into it, like, okay, this is good. You know, you can actually like listen to the lyrics and you can, you know, because that's one thing I also about the old school hip hop too, is like, it was much slower in a way, right?
yeah,
And you can actually like hear them spit every single line through the whole track, and it wasn't like, okay, you know, your
yeah.
18s or
Very.
your 18s, you could actually hear that.
It was very articulate. It had a really nice vibe to it, and it was based in a groove,
Mhm.
you know, and that groove made you feel something, and you know, it was a wonderful thing. It's
Yeah,
it's honestly amazing when you still get it. Anytime you hear it, it's amazing.
right. It's kind of cool. Actually, it's really funny you bring up grooving, because I've been in a hip hop dance crew before, and it's
Awesome.
like, yeah, it's like one of those things they actually teach you about dance is like there is an actual groove to the hip hop music of when you're moving your body. It's very natural for everyone to just pop along to music,
Hmm.
but it's actually like there's an actual groove to the music. There's actual different dance moves. So, and it's really funny because actually in New York is like one of the biggest hip hop festivals that they have every single year. And of course, they didn't have it last year. I don't know if you guys had it this year.
Unfortunately,
Did you guys have it this year?
I do not think so. No, it didn't go off this year either.
No. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Next year. Next year. It's a big
Fingers,
event to
fingers crossed.
create because there's a bunch of like workshops and all this kind of stuff there, and
Yeah,
underground type of hip hop, you know, music and dance crews and everything. Like everyone in the world gathers there to do that. So it's kind of interesting. But what's nice is that hopefully, like they introduce, well, I'm sure there's always every type of hip hop or rap music there because they have to
yeah,
teach like all the generations the different types of like moving and grooving and everything with the music. So to be able to have music in 2021 that resembles old school rap is amazing.
yeah.
And it's nice to
But,
bring it back because it is becoming like a lost art form. It really
yeah.
is. So thank you for bringing that back.
Hey, thank you for enjoying it.
Yeah, I really do. I think like it's just one of those things like not a lot of people understand about the music, that it's not just music, it's about culture, right?
Yeah,
So
100%.
like anyone can like sit down and write a poem and make it into a rap track, whatever. That's fine.
Hmm.
But to actually like I actually want to suggest more to all the artists that I do like that do come on and I interview them. I want to be like, hey, you know, get into your hip hop culture, the rap
Yeah,
culture. Because it really digs so deep. Like it's not like, I mean, we start like it's Atlanta, Chicago, New York, all those states that you guys actually kind of started it down there, really more or less
yeah.
there, and brought it up to Canada. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. We're so glad to share it.
Yeah, maybe it came from Jamaica too. Who knows?
It definitely did. It definitely, like, the beginning roots of it
Oh yeah,
started out from like Jamaican and Latin roots,
it
a little
did.
bit of African roots.
Well, and it all actually really also stemmed from classical music too.
Yeah,
Like tons of people, like if you listen to even like AC/DC or whatever, because you are into rock too,
Of
So
course.
if you even listen to those songs like Def Leppard, all those guys from the 80s, even that type, or if you're looking at, I don't know so much about probably even Megadeth, but if you
Yeah.
listen closely, there's always classical music in there.
It's like the thing that I like to point out to people, it's like if you listen to, like, let's say Jimi Hendrix, like nowadays, if someone was to listen to Jimi Hendrix and had no idea about that whole genre of music and the time that it came out, they would hear it and they
Yeah.
would just hear like psychedelic rock. But if you're really listening to what Hendrix is playing, it's actually just the blues electrified. All the chords and rhythms and grooves that he's playing is blues music, but
Yeah.
he's playing it electrified, which gives it a different feel. So, when you hear Eric Clapton and people like that, these are all bluesmen who took that sound and elevated it to a whole different level.
hmm Which
You
is
know?
cool. Because that's the thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
think, like, yeah, the young artists that are coming up don't quite know that. And it's actually really good for them to go back and actually study it and then hopefully bring it into their music, because that's what really it needs to kind of make it, around again. you
yeah.
know?
'Cause it's like you want to push the envelope forward, you have to know where it came from.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. And then it just gives you that much more depth of culture and appreciate music much more too.
And it's fun. It's fun discovering new things that you didn't know that you would like. You
Right?
know?
Like learning about Jamaica.
Exactly. You know? It's
No,
like, who
who
knew?
knew? Okay, that's like the blonde in me. I'm sorry, but
It's all good, man. It's all good. We're having fun, man.
always. Well, that's the thing. It's like I want people to, like, come on my show and learn things, because like that's the fun there. I'm learning things. I want other people to be like, oh, I never knew that. And then you can see everyone like Google mapping, like, where's Jamaica Queens,
How do you spell Columbia?
Columbia. How many Columbias are there?
I love it,
And do
man.
they all make coffee? And are they all like cartel related? Is there?
It's like, are they all considered Colombians?
are they all are they all Colombian? Exactly.
Yeah.
See.
You know?
That's the important thing. It's good to know. So your whole okay, so Marissa, she sent me like your whole EP, whatever, like the whole thing. So has it all been released yet? Or
Yes, the whole EP is out. It's available on pretty much every platform you could possibly want it on. If it's not, give me a call, send me a DM, send me an email. I'll put it on there.
you're like, hey, it's missing.
I mean, because honestly, I think that's another thing that artists aren't doing. It's like everyone's such a big star that no one talks to the people who follow them and like their music. Me personally, I'm accessible. Like
Yeah.
if you send me a DM or an email or whatever and say, hey, I like this song, I can't find it here. Like
Yeah.
maybe you're in a country that I don't have access to. I'll figure out a way to get access to it, or I'll send it to you directly.
Yeah. That's good. I love that about artists, because and even just open to the possibility of, like I always say, this is why this show is called Connected with Carrie, because you and I are now connected through this show, but we're also connected through like Marissa, one of our friends, and whatever, and Instagram, whatever. But I always tell my guests, I'm like, if there's someone on the show that you can, like, you go through my Instagram and you'll see all the little clips or whatever. It's easier than going through my Facebook page. But like if there's someone that you want to work with, I'm like, just let me know or contact them or whatever, because I want everyone to grow together and be that community and share ideas and be like, hey, maybe there is another platform you're missing out on, and it's like, get your name out there, right? So
Exactly.
it's fun. It's always a good thing to do. What has been the best platform for your use, do you think, of music that's been just really the best thing for you that you find?
I wouldn't say there's one, because there's different things for different subjects. So it's like if there's something that I want to say, but it's gonna take me more than 140 characters, then I go to Facebook, because
Yeah.
I can explain everything in paragraphs.
So true.
If there's something that, you know, like a video I just want to throw real quick and I just want people to see something,
Yeah.
then I'm good with like TikTok or Snapchat. But if
Yeah.
I want to like show pictures and video, then I'll go to Instagram. So then there's YouTube and Pandora, and it's like they're all so many different entities that have their own cons and pros.
Yeah. So you have to utilize them all,
Yes,
basically. Yeah.
yes,
Well, I
100%.
just kind of like to know, I want to know from artists a little bit more about what's been helping them grow, what's been helping, their audience to get to them, like their listeners to be able to be like, hey, excuse me, like the most accessible that you really love to use, because I think it's important that everyone kind of has a little tidbit of like, something that can help their brands grow, right?
But honestly, to grow your brand, it's not about like exclusive platforms. It's really just about taking use of opportunities. Like if someone reaches out to you and say they like you, or you have a chance to go on someone's podcast or whatever and speak about it, then why not do it? Why not make the best out of it?
Yeah.
And that's the way that you grow it. And better yet, you're growing it organically.
Hmm. Yeah.
And what's better than that?
It's true. Well, that's why I like to have guests on my shows, because I'm not like any other radio. I'm not like, it's always fun here, and it's just so like chill, and it's like not formal at all. And I'm just like, come on, be yourself, have fun, let's talk about it, whatever. Instead
Yeah.
of like everyone being nervous or whatever, and it's just like, oh, there's a bunch of rules, and like I do actually have a bit of rules that are usually for my show, because now I'm like in season 3 of it. But I knew like you're a pretty good guest, but generally, like if I do have like a rap or hip hop artist on, I'm like, okay, minimal language, even though it's in your songs, which is different, right? But I like to
Yeah.
say like little, minimal language, and then like no smoking or drinking, because it is like it's a professional, unprofessional type of a, platform. But at the same time, it's like you're presenting yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I want everyone to be like, okay, he is a serious artist. He likes to have fun. Of course, like we like to hang out, have fun here, do whatever, talk about whatever. I don't care. But at the same time, it's like, he's serious about what he's doing and that kind of thing. So it's always nice to have that. So I've been trying to make sure that people are very comfortable here, and they can always come on anytime. Like I have this platform like I use for my Connected with Carrie shows, but I also have Underground Radio C is my own platform that I own myself. And so I always invite everyone on there too, and they can do whatever and have fun. And it's like this one only lasts us, well, we basically have 4 more minutes here. But my other platform, we can go for hours and hours, which is fun
Well,
because we could play like a whole album there.
I'm good either way.
It's like whatever, just drop things, you're good.
Look, I have no problem going for hours. We can do this.
Right?
I'm cool.
It's so fun. But that's the thing, like that's the whole vibe, and that's what I want everyone to have, is like to have fun, because there's such a serious side to music, and everyone's like, oh, all the interviews are so professional, this and that. I want everyone to have fun, be professional in their own way, but just to be able to like, come on, share your stories, whatever, and just be like, okay, yeah, this is cool, because your listeners will listen and be like, yeah, he's a cool guy, and I never saw this side of him before. And that's always like a special surprise for everyone. It's like, oh, I see him so serious, like singing and his videos and whatever. But I want everyone to get to know the person too. It's not just, the music itself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's super cool. Is there anything that you would like to share about, or any special people you'd like to shout out before we do wrap up here? But anything special you want to share about yourself or about music that you want to just, talk about for a minute?
Wow. There are so many things that just came to mind, but it'd be hard to surmise it into the last couple of minutes that we have left. So I
Okay.
will say this music thing, like anything that you do creative, should all come together for a purpose of expressing some kind of a feeling. Otherwise, I don't think there's any purpose in doing it. Like, yeah, it's a lucrative business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. It's international. But honestly, at the end of the day, whether it's poetry, whether it's music, movies, even if it's just pictures or paintings, it's like it still should invoke some kind of a feeling. So if you're listening to it, if you're creating it, just look for that feel.
Yeah.
Hopefully it comes to you again organically, not to be redundant.
Yeah, that's so true, right? It's gotta be organic. Okay, and then lastly, your shout outs, and then where everyone can find you as well.
Well, I'd like to shout out everyone who has helped me and is responsible for bringing my vision to fruition. Jux Diamonds, of course, MJ, Dreddy Kruger, Mike Hands, Innocent, everybody at Dim Recordings, everybody at Backblock Music Group, Rob, Humag, Sony, Orchard, everybody who had something, everybody who had a hand in this, man. It's been a beautiful trip and I'm enjoying it. Hope everyone else is enjoying it with me. As far as finding me, I'm literally everywhere on every platform, on every social media site, and everything is Hazenomical. Like, there's no extra quotations or anything you have to put in. It's like, no, everything is Hazenomical.
Perfect. And that's exactly what I have down on your bio for, you know, these links or whatever, so everyone can kind of find it there if they're not really sure, because it's a hard one to spell.
That's probably the reason why I have it the same, because it's like, it's hard enough to spell. I don't want to make it any more difficult by adding other stuff to it.
Right, we appreciate that. Okay, thank you for coming on again this evening. It was such a pleasure to have you. I learned so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's definitely a good time, man. I can't wait till, you know, the world opens up and we can do this in person.
Right? I'll come down to Jamaica.
There you go.
And listen to reggae.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, thanks everyone who tuned in this evening here on Jess TV, Jess FM for Connecting with Carrie. I appreciate everyone that always tunes in every week. You guys are so amazing. And